Hello everybody, Lottie for Life here, bringing us a brand new video, and oh boy, it dawned on me as I was about to record this that I have never talked about Beetroopers. Partly because they kind of came out during my hiatus. Well, the first wave did. And, well, they got new support. We knew they were going to get new support in the coming set, and I've been really hyped for it, wanting to know what they are going to do. Been following the leaks. And I'll say this, it's not the greatest wave of support, but I am happy with it. They could have gotten better, but I think that what they did get was good enough to make the deck at least have more options and availability for what they want to do. And maybe you can start cutting back on some of the Battle Wasp stuff or the Insector stuff, depending on whatever build you're playing and all that. So we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about the other TCG exclusives, but I want to talk about Beetroopers first because I've been having a blast playing this deck, and it is just so much fun. Also trying something new. I've never really used a webcam too much, and I want to know if you guys want the webcam or not, so let me know down below if you like the webcam or not. If not, I won't use it anymore for these kinds of things, but I do want to try it out at least to see what you guys think. So let me know down below. I'm definitely going to use it for whenever I do live streams, because I do want to do more live streams again. But for like normal videos, I want to know what you guys think. I'm pretty mixed on it myself. This is probably that's gonna look really weird for you guys. That just dawned on me. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about these new Beetroopers. First up is a common Beetrooper Assault Roller. He's a level 4 Earth Insect, 1600 attack, 1400 defense. They got these laid out like super weirdly on here, but anyways, it's a common. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing an insect from your graveyard. You can only special summon Assault Roller once per turn that way. He gains 200 attack for each insect monster you control except this card. And when it's destroyed by battle, you can activate one Beetrooper. Wait. You can add one Beetrooper monster from your deck to your hand. Typo in YGO organization. So basically, he's a free special summon. And I say free very loosely, but it basically is. I mean, banishing one monster from your graveyard is nothing big, and actually the deck seems to be really rolling into that idea of utilizing the graveyard, because they load up the graveyard so quick, so easily, and also recycle the graveyard now with some of the new cards. So, well, recycle to banish, I mean, and Assault Roller makes that even better for that. He's also just a free special summon in that you just get a new monster in the field. He can get a bit beefy, but I don't really see that being relevant. And I also don't see the search effect being very relevant either. It is nice that the deck got a monster searcher, but why was this not a search on summon? Okay, like seriously. Searching whenever it's destroyed by battle is not good, and I mean, it's counterintuitive to what its own effect does. It gains more attack, and I don't know, what did they expect us to do with that? Like, get it up to like 3k, run it into something, and then kamikaze it into something and search? I don't see a point in that. Really the only relevant effect on here is the special summon effect, and nothing else, which does suck, but it is still a very nice card for that. So I don't know how many people would play. I'm gonna have to test it out. Maybe 1 to 2 of, maybe even more. I don't know. The deck already has so much easy special summoning and all that, so it doesn't really need more ways of special summoning, but it is nice to have another name. Next up, we got Beetrooper Light Flapper. I'm gonna say this now. This is the card that I'm like most mixed on. So it is a level 6 water insect monster with 2k attack, 2200 defense. I kind of wish those stats were swapped. I don't know why it has more defense than attack, but oh well. If it is normal or special summon, you can target 2 of your Beetrooper monsters with different names that are banished or in your graveyard. Add them to your hand, but for the rest of your turn, you cannot activate their effects or the effects of cards with their names. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do negate that attack, you can only use each effect of Light Flapper once per turn. My biggest issue with this card here is that it does not have a way to special summon itself. You're talking about a level 6 with pretty okay stats for a level 6 that has no inherent way of special summoning it. The best thing to do with it would be to like send it to graveyard or get it in the graveyard some way, and then special summoning it back with the field spell. But then you're taking 2k damage, which does suck. There are other ways you can kind of get it out, which, you know, are relevant, so you do need to consider that as well. But for what it is, it's just kind of okay. The fact that you can't use the monsters that you add really does suck, and I think the whole point of this card is that it is here purely to make it easier to get the fusion out. Because this deck did get a fusion monster, and I've seen a lot of people being very mixed on it, and I can't wait to, well, tell my opinions about that. I do think this card is a solid one of, because it is good to have Recursion, and that's something that the deck does not have at the moment before this card comes out. So it is a solid one of. It just is, you're going to have to find ways to get it out other than its own individual way. Like maybe Cicada King and stuff like that. But even then you want to summon Scary Moth or something off of Cicada King. Not so much a Recursion card, but I'm sure it can come up. Next up we got Heavy Beetrooper Mighty Neptune. This is a ultra rare, just like a Light Flapper here. 3k attack, 3k defense, level 8 insect effect monster. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be spell summoned from your hand by shuffling 3 of your banished insect monsters into the main deck. During the main phase, if this card and its owner's control is destroyed by or banished by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card. So if it gets destroyed or banished by a card effect, you can just special summon it back. That's really, really cool. I like it when cards do stuff like that. You can only use that effect of Mighty Neptune once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target one other insect you control. It gains 1,000 attack. So Mighty Neptune is a really interesting card. It is another way to special summon, is what I should say, and it is kind of like a reverse chaos monster in that it, well, shuffles back banished stuff. I do really like this card, and I think it's a 1, maybe a 2 of. It would have definitely been a 2 of if the fusion spell did something like banishing the fusion materials, but it doesn't do that. So as it currently stands, I think this is a solid 1 of. It helps recur your stuff, it gets your stuff back into your deck. The downside is that it is only main deck, which means you can't recycle armor horns that get banished, which is very, very annoying, but that's what Light Flapper's for. Light Flapper can get back your extra stuff. But Mighty Neptune can't, which is really annoying. The attack buff is not very relevant, I think. I don't think this is going to be a card that you're going to summon and keep on the field, unless you're going for like an OTK or something, because it is a 3k beat stick. But however, it is a nice little thing to have there. I just wish it was like a, not during the end phase, but just once a turn you can buff a guy for 1,000. This card's okay, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it is nice to have as well for Recursion. Then we got the Fusion Monster, one of only now 2 fusion insects. I had to check. The only other one is freaking Kawagar Hercules, which that card needs to get reprinted so bad. I am not showing out so much. What is it, like $100 something, something like that? I'm not paying that much for a card that you use for instant fusion, and that's it. No thank you. Or ready fusion. I don't remember. Anyways, so this is our second insect fusion monster, and I mean, you don't have much to go off of, but this is it. Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules. I love the name, I love the design, and it is beefy at 4k. Level 11 Insect Fusion Effect Monster. Needs 4 insects to go into. So this is like the insect version of freaking 5-headed or Quintet Magician, which is really cool. After this card is fusion summoned, it is unaffected by other card effects until the end of your next turn. At the end of the battle phase, you can target 1 insect monster with 3k or less attack in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Ultra Beetrooper Absolute Hercules once per turn. I am really mixed on this boss monster, okay? So it needs 4 insects to go into, and it's unaffected by everything, but only until the end of your next turn. Now, ideally, you're going to OTK your opponent or finish them off in the next turn, so it's not like super relevant, but it can come up. Also, it's only if it's fusion summoned, so if you bring it back with like a monster reborn, like let's say it gets Kaijut or something, it doesn't get the unaffected after that. If you bring it back with monster reborn or something, which is really stupid. And then it has a weird monster reborn effect for itself as well. Well, your other dudes, 3k or less attack, so that's cool. You can bring back your other giant beetles, and this thing is huge. I mean, look at... This is a castle down here, and this is it. Oh, jeez. It is a really cool card, but I feel like that for a big fusion boss monster, freaking 4 insect materials that it needs to use, it should have done more. Whereas like a negation, whereas a destruction, why can't it destroy monsters? Why can't it negate something? Why can't it... I don't know. I complain about cards having the same effects nowadays where everything has to negate, everything has to destroy. But this, for the investment you have to do into this, it is really disappointing. You know, like, oh my god, it doesn't... This is something that is... I mean, it's ultimately not going to be that hard to summon in the deck due to just how easy they can plop monsters on field and get them in the hand and stuff. I mean, good lord, you summon Armor Horn, and then you summon out a Scout Buggy, and then that Scout Buggy summons out another Scout Buggy, and then you have basically everything there. You just need another monster in your hand or field, and it's not the hardest thing to do, but for that investment for 4 insects, it's like... It should have done more. It does feel lackluster for the investment you have to do into it. The fusion spell, which I'm just going to skip over to real quick, does not help either. Beetrooper Landing, it's a fusion spell, common, normal spell card. Fusion 1 insect fusion monster from your S deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish 2 insect monsters from your graveyard to add this card to your hand. You can use this effect of Beetrooper Landing once per turn. This card. So I saw somebody call it worse than polymerization, and that's stupid. This is not worse than polymerization. Polymerization does have the benefit of having a crap ton of support all throughout the years, but this is an archetypal fusion spell, and it can be searched off a Sting Lancer. You don't need to play outside support to search it. And also it has that recursion effect where it can add itself to your hand. My big problem is, for the deck that is trying to focus on banishing and using the graveyard as resources and recurring them and stuff, why does this not let me banish monsters from my graveyard to use that fusion, for the fusion summon? Like, it could have said, if you control a Beetrooper monster, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard or something. Why does it not say that? This is literally just polymerization exclusively for insects that can recur itself from your hand. I mean, from your graveyard to your hand. You can't even do it to turn to a center. You have to wait until the next turn. Which, granted, for the fusion you're supposed to be summoning, you're not going to have materials to make a second one after the first one on the same turn. So, I can understand that. But, this is disappointing. Okay? Not every fusion spell needs to let you fuse from deck or graveyard or whatever, but when your only fusion monster requires 4 materials, 4 freaking materials, I expect an easier way to get that out. You want to use, this is requiring you to use 4 monsters from your hand or field for that investment. For that much investment. All for a 4K towers, basically. Which is, I'm going to be honest, I'm a very big fan of big beefy monsters, because then, hey, it gets really cool. You have the... I like big beefy monsters. Good lord, one of my favorite decks is Cubics, okay? Crimson Nova, 3K attack. Super cool boss monster. This is a cool looking boss monster with a cool effect, but it's not a good effect. And the fusion spell doesn't help. Why doesn't it let me use dudes in my graveyard? I don't get it. I really don't. This card, I like the recursion effect of it, but this being the only fusion in the deck, there's no point. I mean, you could play without it and you won't see any difference. And I think the competitive builds won't play it because nobody wants to invest that much. Personally, because I want to at least try it out and see how it works, I will be playing it, at least as a one of. You know, because you don't need any more than one of this. You really don't. It can recur itself. You know? By banishing 2 dudes, add it to your hand. The next turn, So if it gets solemned or negated or something, you're going to have to wait until the next turn to be able to try again. But hey, it has a recursion effect. But yeah, diffusion is not going to be the main goal of the deck, and it sucks because it really could have been something cool. I hope Konami doesn't give up on diffusions. I don't know if Konami is going to give this deck more support in the next set after this, but I hope they do, because Beetrooper, especially with how they got a Link and a Fusion now, it would be cool if we get like a giant beetle for every summoning type, like if we get a Synchro Xyz. Good lord, a rank 3 Xyz would be amazing. You know, there just needs to be more insect extract monsters, because right now Beetroopers are so limited in what they can do. It's really sad. Next up, we got Beetrooper Descent. This is a card that people are kind of mixed on, I've seen. Personally, I think it's really good. It's an ultra rare, it's a normal spell card. You spell summon the Beetrooper token that is an insect earth, level 3, 1000 attack, 1000 defense. And if you control an insect monster with 3000 or more attack, you can destroy one of those spell or trap card on the field. This deck really suffers from back row, so it needs a back row destruction. And the fact that it's only a secondary effect on this card, I think is what's going to make people really want to play this more, because the token thing. You know, getting another dude on field, very helpful. Always a good one right there. And of course, it's going to help you summon a big fusion or the big links and stuff like that. Finally, they did get a trap card that is basically multiplication of the ants. Tribute 1 non-token insect monster, special summon up to 1 Beetrooper token. Insect earth, standard stats from the same one as the other one. For every 1000 original attack that attributed monster had. You can only activate 1 Beetrooper squad per turn. So this is a trap card, and it is basically multiplication of the ants. Multiplication of the Ants is a card that I've seen people talk about playing. I don't know how many people actually play or not, but personally I haven't played it. Let's see here. Multiplication. There it is. Tribute 1 insect monster on your side of the field. Special summon 2 army ant tokens to your side of the field. These tokens can't be used as tribute for tribute summon. You might as well just play this. Okay? Beetrooper squad at least has the benefit of being searchable, which is nice. But however, it's a trap card. You gotta tribute one of your non-tokens, and then you only get 1 token for every 1000 attack. So if you wanted to get maximum like benefit out of this card, you would want to at least tribute a 2000 attack point monster like Sting Lancer. So then you could get 2 tokens, or even better yet, a 3000, so you could get 3 tokens. But the thing is, it's a trap card. If this card was a spell card, I'd be much more gung-ho about it, because then you could, let's see here, you could summon Mighty Neptune, get back 3 of your dudes back into your deck, then you could activate Squad, tribute Neptune, get 3 tokens, and then, hey, look at that, you have a quick and easy way to make an Armor Horn. You can almost go into the first big boss monster, whose name escapes me right now, to Link 4, or you could go into Hercules. Absolute Hercules. If you had 1 more monster in the fusion spell. It's not that hard. And then, hey, that also puts a dude in your graveyard to use for Sting Lancer's effect. But with this being a trap card, it immediately makes it much, 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 much worse. Because you have to set it, wait a turn. Best thing you could probably do is do it during the end phase of your opponent's turn, and then like be able to like still get off the effects or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it's just way too slow for Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For generating a bunch of tokens. Especially since you can't really get that many tokens, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go up and take a look at the other TCG exclusives, might as well. So first and foremost, Heritage of the Light. This card I immediately love just because it's got the Draco Slayer on it. It's got good old Luster Pendulum, probably his Masterpiece or one of his other versions, I don't know. It's hard to tell in his artwork, but it's still cool. I get a bit nostalgic for that, which is so weird because it doesn't feel that long ago, but it really was. Continuous spell. If a monster is Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or XC summoned with a monster of the same urge, while a monster of the same card type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or XC is on the field, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effective Heritage of the Light once per turn. This card would be really cool if it let you do it once a turn for each of those. So Ritual, oh, you get to draw a card. Oh, you Fusion summon now? Okay, draw a card. Synchro, oh, you get to draw another card. You know, imagine if you could do 4 times if like you actually did manage to summon each of those twice or something. It would be cool. It's pack filler. Yeah, I like the look of it. It's not going to be anything particularly amazing. Next up, we got a card that I am really excited for, Night Sword Serpent. So this is a level 4 water reptile effect monster, 500 attack, 600 defense. It's a common. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect on Night Sword Serpent once per turn. Now, why am I excited about this? Because it's more Ygopro support. you send it to the graveyard for one of the level 4s. It can special summon itself. I think it'll trigger if you tribute it. I don't know for like the big level 8s or the anything like that. But still, anything that's reptile, I'm like, ooh, is that Ygopro support? And if I remember right, this is the set that has the new reptilian stuff in it, so I am really hyped with that. I love Ygopro. I played them way too much. And the new reptilian stuff, I can't wait to test out in the deck. IRL at least. I have been playing it in online, and it's just so good. Next up is DD Assault Carrier, which is a common. Level 8 Dark Machine effect. 25 attack, 25 defense, standard stuff for level 8. You cannot declare an attack unless you banish one card from your graveyard. If exactly 3 of your cards are banished, you can special summon this card from your hand. And use this effect to DD Assault Carrier once per turn. So, this is basically a free level 8 for certain decks. It feels like pack filler, but I also get the feeling this is one of those cards that's going to be like randomly good in like a few years or whatever, or might even be good right now. I'm sure there's some decks out there that can make use of this. Blue Eyes could, and that like, oh, you banish your 3 Whitestone of Ancients, and you do their graveyard recursion effect, and then oh hey, now you can summon out DD Assault Carrier. It's not the greatest thing in the world. I do get the feeling that like it might be used in something. The fact that it's a level 8 Dark Machine, I mean, you never know. Freaking Orcus could play this very well. Because they do manipulate their banish very easily, so that is something that actually could get played in. This is a card that seems really good. Abyss Keeper. Kind of keeping up with the Abyss stuff from forever ago, like with Abyss Watcher and all that. And I guess Abyss Dweller falls into that? I don't know. Anyways, Abyss Keeper, he's a common, Link 2, 1500 attack, Water Fish Link. 2 water monsters to go into. Cannot be used as Link material to turn it as Link summoned. If it is Link summoned, you can special summon 1 fish monster from your hand to your summon this card points to. You can target 1 fish monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Banish those cards. You can only use each effect of Abyss Keeper once per turn. This card is really cool. Like, honestly, I really like this for a lot of fish decks because you can make it, and it's a free special summon. Also, on top of that, like if you want to play that Deep Sea Silicamp or whatever, that really obnoxious fish monster from forever ago that used to have like an FTK around it. Let's see here. I can't spell. Silicamp. Yeah, Super Ancient Deep Sea King Silicamp. Once per turn, you can discard a card. Special summon as many level 4. Yeah, so this card is now much easier to get out of your hand, which is really cool. And then it does remind me. Let's see here. Yeah, Abyss Warrior, Abyss Soldier. Yeah, it's from that kind of line. Abyss King Shark. Of course, there's a bottom mermails with Abyss in the name. But yeah. I remember there was like a weird looking level 4 fish thing with like a bunch of eyes. I don't remember. Probably got it really wrong. Blech. Wow, remember when this card was like a card that people were hyped for? Anyways, Apex Predation. It's a common, normal trap card. If you control a normal summoned or set monster, destroy all spell summoned monsters on the field until the end of your next turn after this card is activated. You cannot normal summon or set. I am hyped for this card. This card is cool. Okay, for one thing, it's got amazing artwork with the Steel Storm boss monster, Hercules, I think was his name, on it, and I love it. It's cool. Steel Storm. I want more support from them. Konami, please. But on top of that, this card's just really good. So, if you just control a normal summon or set monster, destroy all spell summoned monsters on the field. Sure, you're locked out of a normal summon or set for the rest of the turn and the next turn, but it's a trap card. And then, oh hey, if you do it during your opponent's turn, which it's a trap, you can do it during the opponent's turn. It's just your next turn. You can do it during your turn and then you're locked out for 2 turns, or you can do it during your opponent's turn and only locked out for 1. This card's really good. I like it. It's really, really cool. I don't know of any decks right off the top of my head that will probably play it. Subterror Guru Control could totally play this card and be really annoying. Trap Tricks could probably make use of it. And then there's some other decks too, like Steel Storms as they are on the artwork, and of course good old, well, freaking anything could play it, really. You know, if you got ways to special summon without really caring about your normal summon, this card is really, really good. You know, you just get your one normal summon monster out, keep them out, and then do your bunch of special summons, because it doesn't lock you out of special summons. I could see this card being like a sleeper hit. It'll be interesting seeing what happens with it. Anyways, that was my thoughts and opinions on the new Beetrooper and TCG exclusive stuff. If you do want me to keep doing the webcam thing whenever I do these types of videos, let me know down below. I am not doing it for archetype analysis. Hell no, I don't have the energy to do that for that long. Oh, the full set contents got revealed. I'm going to take a look real quick. God, I'm not looking forward to trying to build Flolanderies. I do like the deck a lot. It's a lot of fun. Sword Soul are going to be annoyingly expensive, I can already tell. I can't wait for the new rocket stuff. The new rocket stuff, I want to get my rockets ready. They're so fun. They are so fun. So yeah, they got a bunch of new stuff. Good old Evil Twins, Trouble Sunny. I still need to pick up the original Evil Twin links. They have gotten way too expensive. It's like, what? Why? I don't even know if the deck is going to be that good, but okay. But yeah, I am really, really, really excited for all this. Oh, there's a Danger to oh, that's the, this is, yeah, this is some of the, let's see here, that's the end of, yeah, so this is the OCG imports. Why did they not put these on here? Well, the Silent Quash Swipe, I don't remember. Bayonet Punisher, I think I recognize that. Silent Cascade, don't recognize that. Danger Disturbance Disorder, I don't remember that being good. Anyways, I'll just have to look it up later. Thank you all for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. See y'all later, and peace out. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.